Hey guys, Paul here from Smoke and Pellets. How you going? Now, I would be lying if I didn't say I was a little bit excited with this one, because what I am doing here is I've got my hands on a pork butt. I have a pork shoulder and a pork butt. Now, if you're wondering why that excitement is that I don't see many of these around. Where I live I live in a more rural area, so I don't have the butcher shop access that a lot of people who live in the city have. So when I came across this in the butcher day, I jumped at it and I grabbed a pork shoulder as well, because I thought, why not compare the both? So what I'm going to do is I am going to smoke them both at the same time tomorrow. Pork shoulder on the left, pork shoulder on the right, pork butt on the left. Up until about a couple of months ago, I actually thought they were the same cut of meat, but this comes from a slightly higher part of the shoulder on the pig, and this is often called a picnic shoulder. I don't know what they might call it that elsewhere. I do see a lot of people in the US cook shoulders, so it obviously is something you get over there. Not a lot of difference between the meat. They've both been deboned. A little bit of gristle there to cut off. They've both been deboned. The butt was already deboned, so I deliberately got a shoulder that was as well, just to keep it even in the rules. This one looks to have a lot more marbling through it than the shoulder. This one though, it's obviously been deboned. A little bit of fat there to remove as well, just so that it helps with the cooking. So what I'm doing is I actually won't be cooking these till tomorrow, because it's 8 o'clock at night now. I'm just going to put some rub on them both. I might trim that just a little bit off when I'm finished as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them both in this little tray here. No, I'm not. I'm going to put this one in the tray and another one in another tray, because they won't both fit in one. I've made my own homemade rub here, which I use a lot. It's predominantly brown sugar, a lot of chili, some paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, salt and pepper, which is all I use. I have got a little bit of some meat stock pork missile here, which has a little bit of a bacony smell to it. So I might drop a little bit of that on as well. Probably only if I don't have enough of this, because I actually didn't have as much of some of the ingredients that I thought I did. So if this doesn't fit on both, I'll top it up with that. But they will both have the same rub. They'll both have the same cooking conditions. I'll be in the same smoker. What I want to do is just basically see how they taste differently. I'm sure they'll both taste amazing. I do a lot of pork shoulders in the smoker. I've never done a pork butt. I've done a pork butt once years and years ago on a charcoal smoker. I've never done one in a pellet smoker. So as I keep saying, I won't keep rubbing on. I'm going to cook them both side by side. Same rub, same temperature, same smoker. We'll see how they go with the crawl or the stall. Depends how long they sit in that. And I will do the same with both. I'll pull them out once they just go through that stall, and then I'll wrap them and get them up to probably around 100 to 105 degrees Celsius, which is heading up towards around 225, 250 Fahrenheit, I think. That's where I like to get mine to, and hopefully they'll both fall apart, and I'll taste them both and I'll let you know how they both taste. My chief taster's away at the moment, so she won't be on camera tasting as she usually is, but be up to me, more for me. Okay, so I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to get up early and put these in. I will probably touch base with you later in the morning as they start to go in the store. We'll just see how they're both going, and then we will go through the process. Talk to you then. Have fun. See ya. And good morning. We are here. I have had my pork butt and pork shoulder on for around 3.5, 4 hours now, and they have just started to come out of the stall. They're smoking away nicely there. You can see both working in there. So far the shoulder I put them both in, they're about 8 degrees, 40-ish, 45-ish, I think, Fahrenheit. The shoulder raised its internal temperature much faster than the butt did early on. It hit its stall. It tends to hit the stall around what I see is about 60 to 65 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, around 100 and 105, I think.
So then it hit its stall first. The butt took about half an hour after that to reach up to that point, but they both hit the stall around that same temperature, around the 61, 62 degrees Celsius. And then they both sat there for about an hour and a half and come out. The butt actually come out faster out of the stall, which is quite interesting considering it's probably got a bit more marbling inside than what the shoulder does. But yeah, it come out of its stall faster. They're both sitting at around the 72 to 75 mark now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull them both out and wrap them and then get them up to that, the 105 degrees Celsius, which is around 220 Fahrenheit that I like to get it to pull. So I won't make you sit through both. I'll pull the shoulder out first. That will be hot as. Oop, a little hard to get out. So I've got the shoulder on here first. It's staying nice and there. It's still, you know, it's obviously not ready, nearly ready to pull yet. Only at 71 degrees. Shut that. So all I'm going to do, all I do when I wrap is I've been spritzing every half an hour or so as well, every half to 3/4 an hour. So I just like to pour a little, probably like you know, pour the, I can never remember what it's called, but the oil you get off the fat when you do a brisket, taupe, I can never remember. Anyway, I put a little bit of, where I'm headed with that is I use apple cider vinegar to pour on the pork and around it before I wrap it, same as you do a brisket when you put the oil on top. So that's where I was headed with that. So I do that, and then I just wrap it now foil. That's very noisy in the camera, so in the microphone, so I won't do that now. I'll wrap that now foil. Then I'll do the same for the butt. Put them back in the smoker and leave them up to that 100 to 105 degree mark. Normally the temperature I get it to depends on the time and how hungry my family is, but it's still nice and early here. I got them on nice and early this morning, so should be able to let them both rest for a good 2 hours at the end, and then we will pull them apart and see how they go. So that's when I'll see you. I won't make you watch me wrap them and drag them in and out. I'll see you when they're all cooked and all rested, and we will try them and see how they both turn out. Talk to you then.
And we're done. Okay, so I think that's shot. I think that's the thing. We'll pull apart in a minute. All done. I got it to about 103 degrees, 104 degrees. It actually took a lot quicker than what I thought it would. When I was 6 o'clock this morning, I pulled off about 2:30. So what's that, 8.5 hours? Last time I did a single shoulder, that took 10 or 11 hours. So I don't know if it's something about having two in there or whatever. But here's the moment of truth. I've got it to the temperature I want. It was cooked. Oh, there's a lot of moisture in there. I'm just going to tip some of that, just a little bit of that out. So I want it moist, but not too moist. So that's the shoulder. So you can see it's broken down like a billet. Cause death. Oh, look at that. Just literally falling apart. So that is good. So you can see there, I'm really not touching that much at all, and it's just shredded very quickly in just that little bit of time. Give that a bit of a taste. You can see all good smoke ring in there. Oh, yep. Perfect. That's the flavour I'm used to. That's the, look at that, just falling apart. Still very hot. That's the flavour I'm used to with the pork shoulder. So that has fallen, see, that's just falling apart in my hands. So extremely happy with that one. Now let's try this is the pork butt. Again, a lot of liquid in there. I'll just tip some of that out as well. Not all of it, just a little bit. No, got to keep some in there. So you can see the pork shoulder there. Oh look, that is going to collapse. Yeah, look at that, just falling apart. Well, that's a lot more moist than the shoulder. Wow, that's really got some moisture in there. Something I could actually see on this when I was cooking it is there was little, like almost like little bubbles bubbling out of it. It was, I'm assuming it was the fat and the gristle and that rendering down, but that's a lot more moist than the shoulder at that same time. Let's try that. Oh my God, that is amazing. That melts in your mouth. That is just, so good. That butt is incredible. Oh my God. That's good. That's really good. This is just amazing. Look at that falling apart. Oh, it's still very hot. That rested for about an hour and a half. So, look, I'm going to give the win to the pork butt at the moment. It's very, very warm, but could ramble on about that for hours. But anyway, so that's my pork butt versus pork shoulder. As far as cooking, I mentioned in an earlier video that I have to get my memory here right. The shoulder internal temperature went up a lot faster than the pork butt, and the shoulder went into its stall a lot faster than the pork butt did. The pork butt was about a half an hour behind the shoulder going into the stall. But then what happened is, as it went through the stall, the pork butt actually come up and went past the shoulder. I wrapped them both around when they both around 71, 72 degrees Celsius, I think, from memory. That shot up pretty much as soon as I put it back in. It was going up very, very quickly. That wasn't far behind, but then it caught up. So who knows? It could be because they were both in there and the ambient temperature of the smoker sort of kept them at the same temperature. Couldn't tell you. I don't know enough about it to know that, but I do know that they finished pretty much right on the same temperature at the right time. And as you can see, the results there are very, very good. They're both very moist. The shoulder is falling apart. The taste of this feels more moist in my hands. Oh, that's still hot. But yeah, and then I rested it for about an hour and a half, as I said, mainly because I couldn't wait any longer. So that is pulled pork shoulder butt, or pork butt, Boston butt, I think it's called as well. Cooking, look, if you read the post below, and I'm not sure if I said this in the video last night when I put the rub on it, I actually thought they were the same cut. They're not. They work very much the same, and you know that one's a little bit richer in flavour than the shoulder. But look, I don't think I'm really not disappointed with each, and I'll probably eat both of them over the next couple of days. But that is the main difference between the two. That is a bit more moist. It's got to have a bit more marbling in it than the shoulder, but you really can't go wrong with the shoulder as well. It's really, really good as well. So I'm going to give a slight win in taste to the pork butt, but apart from that, they cook the same. I did everything exactly the same, but they cooked the same. They pulled the same. They rested. Everything's the same, and the meats themselves have behaved in exactly the same way. So even though they're not the exact cut, they are right next to each other, so not surprised. But anyway, that's my take on pork shoulder versus pork butt. Let me know below if you have a preference, which one you prefer. If you like your meat a little bit milder, then go for the shoulder. If you like that richer, velvety taste with a bit more of the fat moisture in there, go the butt if you can get both. I can't always get the butt, so shoulder it is, but not hard to eat that either. Okay, that's it. Hope that was helpful for you. Again, comment below, let me know how you went. If you're watching YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel as well. And I am going to go and eat this right now. See you then. Bye.